Welcome to Golden Optic Gaming. And yes, your eyes do not deceive you. I am in Windows, even though this is a Linux based channel. I'm in Windows to shoot some content to help people on Windows get to Linux. So I'm like Moses. It's pretty easy. Um, so this is Armory Crate. Guess I agree to that. This is the stuff they use to, I guess, run launchers and run kind of gaming mode on this thing. And it's pretty cool, I guess. Only thing I don't like about it is I search, manage libraries, going down. I'm not even on my touchscreen right now, so you have your gaming platform. Steam's already installed, of course, Xbox installed, but you have to install these manually, individually. You don't have to do that on Steam OS or on Bazzite or any Linux gaming distro. You can just download non-Steam launchers and it'll install all launchers that you want with the click of a couple buttons. You don't have to download it and install these individually. It does it for you. That's another reason I try to set up gaming on here, but it's just too much work to set up gaming on Windows. I mean, if that's all you got and that's all you're used to, that's fine. I don't care what you use the game as long as you're gaming and having fun. But anyway, that's not why we're here. Um, anyway, what we are here for, let's minimize that, is to show you how to do the things that you need to do to get to Linux. Alright, so first of all, we're going to look up Bazzite. Look up Bazzite, and that should be it right there. Right, download. And you're going to download Bazzite for whatever platform or whatever device you have. I want to install this on a laptop, so okay, so right now, you could choose framework. I don't know what a framework laptop is. What is that? Modern. So I'm gonna install something like that. I would like the Steam OS type thing. I don't need all that. Let's see. I don't know what a framework laptop would be, but you would choose your stuff here. I'm installing a virtual machine, so I'm not even sure. I might just use this to install it on. Just do it on that because I'm doing a virtual machine. No, I don't know. Let me do desktop. Let's see. Let's do. But you just choose whatever. Oh dang! It was like, oh, I'm just gonna pop you over here to whatever. What if I change my mind? What if I change my mind? Let's go back out. Download. Like, let's do laptop. Laptop. Let's do. Got an older GPU. Let's see. Environment. Do this. And let's download. So you're gonna choose whatever you got. You got desktop, do it on desktop. You got laptop, you got a handheld. Choose whatever you need from here and download according to your hardware. You're gonna download. Did I do something wrong? I don't know. I probably did something wrong. But yeah, so I did this. So this is what I want. Choose. No. Yes, I want to load directly. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Warning: NVIDIA and Intel GPU support in Steam game mode and is available as beta with no. Okay, whatever. It works. I don't know why it gave that warning. 'Cause I've been using it forever, and it'll boot in the gaming mode on a laptop if you want. you set it that way. Let's see. This is gonna take 12 minutes. Yeah, we're not gonna do 12 minutes. Let's see if this is done installing. I don't really care about that. But let's play around with it while we're waiting. Yeah, Armory Crate is good if that's what you got. That's what you work on. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just I I updated it once and it like crashed my stuff. I was like, no, never ask me to update this version. Yeah, because it'll you'll update it and your stuff won't work. Like people, I see it all the time in ROG Ally on Reddit, and I'm like, ooh, oh, I can't help you. You're using Windows. I can't help you. But yeah, that's that. That is downloading, so we'll wait for that. While waiting for that to download, here we can use. Here's what you can use for making a bootable drive on Windows. You can use the Rufus. If it comes up, this thing's running real slow. Like it's running on my ROG Ally, but running through an external device. You can use this here to make a bootable drive. It's actually pretty cool because you can actually download things for you. Let's do. We don't really care. Standard. Do standard 64-bit. Or we could use Unetbootin on Windows. So Windows has quite a few things that you can use to make a bootable drive. Yeah, well, oh, yeah, Unetbootin you can download. I don't know if you can do it on Rufus, but you can be like, oh, I want to try this, and it will download it and install it for you. So that's pretty cool. But let's download this for Windows. So that's downloading. Anyway, while we're waiting on this, got another 4 minutes. We need to prepare for let's see. So let's prepare for this. All right. So prepare our drive. What's that? Let me see. Let me make sure I got the right thing in here because I ain't trying to. Okay. So SDE. And this is what? F. Okay, let's go disk management. Disk. Continue without disk. Do you not have disk? What the heck is this? Create and format hard disk. So I don't have disk management up here? That's different. Hmm. Here we go. Well, let's say you gotta have disk management. That's weird if they don't. Just open it up 3 times. Let's close that, close that, close that. And we'll look at this one. Okay, so all right, so this is what we're gonna use to make our bootable drive. So it might use the whole thing. We'll try it and see what happens. Because that is where my actual Steam OS is, and that's Windows. do need to shrink this volume. Okay, so we need to shrink this volume so we can use part of it for Bazzite. So what we need to do is figure out how much of that we want to use. All right, now what we need to do here is enter the amount of space to shrink. Okay, so that's the amount of space we want to shrink. This is in meg. So yeah, I can't do the math on that. Come on, like you can't have that much. So it's not gonna let me. So it's not gonna let me have any of that. See, that's why I like do this on the Linux side because I could take as much as I want from over there. Size available shrink in megabytes. Okay, so let's shrink it the available amount. So let's do that. It'll shrink it. And that'll give us that much more room to work with on the live USB side of I can't think right now. Live USB on Bazzite side. And we'll try it all from here. Okay, so we got 164 gigs. I would be able to chop that in half and have equal amounts on the Linux side, but it's cool. All right, so can we move that over here? I don't know if you can move it or not, but that's prepped. It's 58% of memory, 11% CPU. Unetbootin started up before Rufus did. That's crazy. Anyway, anyway, this how Unetbootin works. You can come in here and you can select different things for it too. Like you use Arch Linux, Backtrack, CentOS, Clonezilla, Damn Small Linux, okay, Debian, Dream Linux, Dr. Web Antivirus, like a lot of stuff. No, that's not what I want. I'm just going through Fedora, which Bazzite is Fedora based. FreeBSD, FreeDOS, FreeNOS, Frugalware, GXbox, KUbuntu. It's just you can use a lot of stuff. It's got a lot of stuff in here, and you can say what version you want, but we don't want any of that. We're gonna use this, and since Rufus is just deciding not to work, we'll just go with Unetbootin here. So we'll choose disk image, ISO, and we'll click on this. It should maybe, possibly come up with, I don't know. It's not responding, but probably because I'm running from an external drive. It's plugged into my Ally, but it's just running off an external drive. I tried to do this directly, but it just wouldn't do it. And this is still querying from a space that I need. Rufus still hadn't started yet. That's what's wild to me. Rufus just like, nah, I ain't working today. Rufus is working like Chick-fil-A, bro. Like, I'm not working today. Okay, so we're in here. Let's choose. Unetbootin open twice. That's crazy. Before Rufus opened once. Okay, so we want to choose Bazzite. And that's the drive we want. Just F. And we'll hit OK to start the process. It'll start for us. I don't know if it'll be like, oh, this is too small because that's only showing as an F. I don't know if it's showing the whole volume. And if so, we'll have to erase that. But we'll see. Just let that go for now, and we'll see if we ever get to query the volume. If you get this where it asks, this already exists, you want to overwrite it, say yes to all. I probably have Bazzite up here already, but we're going to yes to all that to wipe that out. Okay, finally, that finally came up. Yeah, whatever, Rufus, you took too long. Look at this. It's just coming up now. Man, get out of here. Get out of here. This is what Rufus looks like if we could have used it. And it's the same thing. You just select the ISO, come in here and grab that. But I mean, it's done. I mean, Unetbootin is already done before this thing even freaking booted up. I don't know if it's because Windows is acting weird or what. But anyway, let's get out of here. We don't need you anymore. All right, this is done. Okay, we are inside Bazzite Live. This is where you're going to install to your hard drive. This is not the version for my ROG Ally, but this one shows like the build and stuff on the screen. So I wanted to show the build number, the Bazzite deck. It's an NVIDIA image, even though I have an AMD Ryzen. Well, I don't know what it is, Phoenix something. But this is my ROG Ally, and it does have a 2 TB in here, but we're going to install here on this one. So what we want to do is, and this is, I'm playing a dangerous game here because of this. So let's see what we can do. All right. Excuse me. All right. So you're gonna, of course, you're gonna hear you've already partitioned out part of your drive to be able to install this. So we're going to go to install and give it a few seconds. It should pop up something here because I'm working on a screen to make sure that my Z1 is not showing on screen. Okay, so it's going to initialize. We before we get started, and then we're going to choose where we're going to install this. And it sees what I already have. It sees I have Microsoft installed on here, and it sees Steam OS as well. So hopefully I'm able to choose the SDB drive and not my NVMe1, because that's where my Steam OS is and has all my stuff on it. I don't know if I'd lose very much. Maybe some videos that I've recorded playing Resident Evil Requiem. But I'm going to try hard not to wipe this. Alright, so of course you're going to choose your language, whatever your language is. You're going to choose that here, and your keyboard layout. You're going to click next and choose your time. I am on the East Coast, so I'll choose that. You know, time's not showing right here. So, alright. I want to change destination. That's what I want right there. So I want SDB. So, alright. I want to share disk, and I need to reclaim additional space. So we're going to choose this here. If you've already partitioned this, this is where you're going to reclaim. It's going to show the space that you reclaimed already on this 512. So, and it currently has Windows installed. So let's do this. All right, so we're going to reclaim 176 gigs of space. So it's already selected for us because we partitioned this on the Windows side. If you haven't partitioned this on the Windows side, you can use Gparted to do so. Here, inside the Live OS, you could come here and it'll have all the disks that are here. That's where my Steam OS is. That's my USB with Bazzite on it, and then we have the USB. This here, we'd be able to come here and do new, and then you could change this. If this was still whole, you could take some of this space. I probably should have took some of this space from here, but I'm not gonna probably ever use this drive, so it doesn't matter. But close. But yeah, you could actually come in here, like I could do this, and I could do new, and then steal some of that space back. But I'm not doing that right now because we've already done it. Alright, now we're going to reclaim that space there. And I don't need to encrypt the data, so I'm just going to hit next. And this is where we put our username. I use Deck because it's easier to install stuff that way. As far as Decky and non-steam launchers and stuff like that, it's easier for the programs to find where you're putting things. I didn't mean to do that. So put password in. I don't enable root because your user is going to be root anyway, or have root access. All you do is type in sudo. Alright, so what's going to do is on 512, it's going to create these partitions, and that's where our installation is going to be. I try to do this in a virtual machine so I can record audio and video at the same time, and it just hit me. I should have had a V8 that I could screen record with my ROG and then record audio on my other computer. I didn't do this for the Windows side, so I have to create audio for that. But this will already have audio here. We are already on software installation. That's pretty good. This takes the longest, and then it'll come up after that. It'll come up to show you how to enroll your. It'll give you a QR code where you go to a website that'll show you how to enroll Secure Boot if you still have Secure Boot on in Windows.
or in BIOS. Okay, now we are into the system configuration and it is completed. Now finalization in progress. I can't read. North Carolina school system. I'm joking. I have friends that are teachers. So I don't mean that. And I had great teachers. Well, some. Everybody can teach you something, whether they're good or bad at their job. Everybody has a lesson to teach. So this process probably won't be that long. It should be popping up here in a few minutes to tell you how to do secure boot. You can scan that QR code with your phone. It'll take you to a website and give you the instructions. All right, there's our secure boot key added. You'll you'll scan, like I said, you'll scan this QR code and it'll take you to the site and show you how to enroll keys. You don't have to have secure boot on. Um, if you're gonna have Steam OS, you don't need secure boot. So I have mine turned off. But and you can go into Bazzite and enroll the key. It'll show you how to do that. But let's hit OK here, and it should be finishing up. And the only thing we'll be doing now is rebooting, and hopefully the next time you hear my voice after this, it will be inside our actual desktop environment in Bazzite. All right, I lied. You can hear my voice again. All right, so this is what we do. You'll exit to live desktop once it's done. Send us feedback on the installation. So you can or can't do that. It doesn't matter. I like to send them feedback because they're doing like really good work getting these gaming distros up and running for us. So I don't mind doing that, but you don't have to. All right, we're gonna exit, and so the next time you actually hear my voice will be inside the actual desktop environment. Okay, we are now inside of Bazzite live. So in Bazzite, we're signed in Steam. There's my Steam. My library is here. This is just the desktop mode, not gaming mode. But this does have game scope and it does boot into game scope. So, but what will happen is it will just boot into Bazzite and you will not see your Windows partition unless you hit like whatever the boot menu key is. And this is how to fix that for not showing Windows in the boot menu for Bazzite. Bazzite is Fedora based, but does not use Yum or DNF. That's normally the update manager for or package manager for Fedora. Like if I type in Yum update, it won't pay me to mine. It'll tell me I can type in my password, but it probably will not update. It'll be like, hey, I don't know what you're talking about. Or to try. It's doing something, but it's gonna probably be like, this is not how we do things here. Yeah, so it's like, oh, so inbound error. This boot system configured as read only. Oh, it's read only, but that's not what I was thinking it's gonna say. But it doesn't use this. It uses ujust, and so in ujust you can get all the commands you need or anything you want to install, like anything from if you want to install your Razer stuff for your headphones or for your keyboard or for your mouse, all that stuff is in here. You can just come in here and install stuff for that. So let's see, install. You can open Razer, open RGB, things like that. MUDEC, Decky plugins. You just have ujust install. But what we need is ujust configure grub, not configure grub.
That does not work, even though in instructions I found it says to use that. Don't use that. Okay, so let's go. Hmm. Hide after boot. Let's see. Grub equals 0. Always show grub. Let me do this. Oh, all right. So sudo ujust. Let's update grub. Grub. Okay, so oh no, I gotta find out what command that is. Okay, ujust. Is it grub update? I don't know. Oh, we gotta find it. Ujust install enable configure. I am not seeing it. Oh, it's regenerate grub. That's why. So sudo ujust regenerate grub, and this will it's gonna find like everything up here: Steam, Windows, everything. So do that. Generating grub configuration file. Even though Steam OS is on a different, it's gonna find everything. Okay, so it added all this to the boot menu. So if I like went and looked at the boot menu, all of this stuff would show up in there with Bazzite, which I don't need it to. I just needed Windows to show up because that's what we need. And from here, you would just reboot, and then you would look at your screen, and it would give you the option to toggle between Windows and um, Bazzite and Steam OS apparently, even though Steam OS won't be on here. But that is how you get the dual boot process going. That is how you update your grub to show Windows if it doesn't show Windows already. What will happen is I'll reboot this and it'll have a menu with Bazzite and Windows for me to choose from. Okay, after rebooting Bazzite, we are back on the Windows side. Let's see what our OS is looking like. Let's see what we can get going. Oh, okay. What if it sees? So it sees other stuff, I guess. Let's see what disk management sees. Okay, here is our operating system here, and then here is Bazzite over here. And that's part of Bazzite too, I'm sure. So you got your Windows stuff over here, and here, and then Bazzite over here. That's just Steam OS. So that's it in a nutshell. We have a functioning system we can choose between for those who want to kind of dip their toes into gaming on Linux, but don't want to lose that Windows functionality. You can dual boot and go in between. That's it for this video. Hopefully it was informative. I hope so. Thanks for once again. Thanks for watching and happy gaming.